Hmm?
You want a bell? We're going to meditate.
We'll go do 3 prostrations first, yeah.
I'll get you to do it.
Okay, thank you. You gonna
We
lead
only
the
got you
prayers?
halfway set up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Attention, attention. Calling all Kadampa tears.
We are having a newcomer orientation. Susan Daniels.
Okay, well, I'll let you
Q&A.
make the announcement.
You can just say Q&A after.
Well, you make the announcement. Okay. I'm going to be leading the session this morning in Geshe-la's absence. So we'll begin with 3 prostrations if you're so inclined. There's no requirement to do those. And Donna's going to lead us in our prayers.
Okay, if we'll turn to page 34 in the gold prayer book, or the sheet of prayers in the white binder. And we'll say Shakyamuni Buddha's mantra, followed by the Medicine Buddha stanza and mantra. Taya ta mune mune maha munaye soha. Taya ta mune mune maha munaye soha. Taya ta mune mune maha munaye soha. Bhagawan with equal compassion for all, whose name when merely heard dispels the suffering of the lower realms, dispeller of disease and the 3 poisons, I prostrate to Medicine Buddha, lapis light. Teata Om Bekanse Bekanse Maha Bekanse Bekanse Raja Samudgate Soha. Teata Om Bekanse Bekanse Maha Bekanse Bekanse Raja Samudgate Soha. Teata Om Bekanse Bekanse Maha Bekanse Bekanse Raja Samudgate Soha. Teata Om Bekanse Bekanse Maha Bekanse Bekanse Raja Samudgate Soha. Teata Om Bekanse Bekanse Maha Bekanse Bekanse Raja Samudgate Soha. Teata Om Bekanse Bekanse Maha Bekanse Bekanse Raja Samudgate Soha. Teata Om Bekanse Bekanse Maha Bekanse Bekanse Raja Samudgate Soha. And now the 4 immeasurables. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from the happiness that is free from suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment for friends and hatred for enemies. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from the happiness that is free from suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment for friends and hatred for enemies. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from the happiness that is free from suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment for friends and hatred for enemies. And now on page 37, we'll recite Chenrezig's mantra 8 times and Green Tower's mantra 7 times. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Taritu Re Soha, 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 Om Taritu Re Soha. And the children can go to their classes now.
Okay, thank you, Donna. And now in a daring break with tradition, we're going to have the announcements at the beginning rather than at the end, if there are any today. Jill?
We don't need to record it, but it's just the new core Q&A. Geshe Gelek here. After with Susan Gelek.
Oh, good.
Bibles? 3 times in English. Okay. So turn to page 34 in the Gold Prayer Book, and we'll say the 4 immeasurables 3 times in English. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from the happiness that is free from suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment for friends and hatred for enemies. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from the happiness that is free from suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment for friends and hatred for enemies. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from the happiness that is free from suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment for friends and hatred for enemies.
Yeah, thank you. Good morning. Good morning. Sorry for the confusions. Yeah. So please, would you mind taking a few minutes to introduce yourself to each other, please? A few minutes. So then after that, today we have discussion. Hello, how are you?
I just came to say hi.
Oh, thank you. How are you?
Good, Judy.
Oh, Judy, I remember you very well. Yeah. Yeah. No need to ring the bell. Very good. Thank you. Maybe from now on, every third Sunday, so we will have discussion group, rather than just me, just blah, 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 blah all the time. So maybe we have discussion group, so then you can share your, today, so last few Sundays, we are talking about, I'm kind of explaining the importance of compassion. Why compassion? Why kind? Why be kind? Why be more compassionate? Of course, the based on religion tradition, you can learn very much, information or how to develop, why one should develop compassion. So now, just set aside the religion part. Just think of a practical level. As a human. What happens if you be kind? What happens? Is this good for you or is it bad for you? The question is it good for you? Is it bad for you? Yeah, you answer. So no need to read religious book. Just based on day-to-day life experience. Do you feel much better when you meet someone who's nice or kind? Or someone who's very critical, mean, pessimistic? Also ask your pet. Do you want them to be around with somebody who's always angry? Oh, so that's why it's good for your health, good for your mind. It brings you happiness. That's why. Then, of course, from the religious point of view, there's a reason. Like me, Tibetan, American, everybody, every one of us. What are we looking for? We are looking for happiness. That's all we do. Doesn't matter whether you consider yourself a Buddhist, believer, non-believer, atheist. Like every breathing, living being is looking for happiness every single second. That's the fact. Nothing to do with religion. That's the fact. So now, based on that fact, then we need to think what we should do. If you become more kind, you'll have more friends. If you become more mean, more critical, more judgmental, you'll have more friends. Based on that. So then what happened? The teachings, they go quite deep, why we should develop universal compassion. Otherwise, maybe our understanding of, problem, it doesn't go very deep. In our understanding of problem is somebody who is like physical problem, maybe going through some kind of mental difficulties, or maybe has a financial difficulties. That's all the problem. There is maybe problem go much deeper than that. Maybe complication or go much deeper than that. You can't judge, somebody's like have money, dress well, looks healthy, doesn't mean that person doesn't deserve compassion. If we think like that, that person doesn't deserve compassion, that person deserves my jealousy, my anger. So then, you can say universal compassion, one world, one dream. The question is how to develop. Universal compassion is not the things that you buy. These are something that you develop. Each and every person develops. It's not something you go to the supermarket, somebody sells. It's not like that. Now the question is why I should care. Why should I should care? Oh, he's not Tibetan. He don't share the same culture, same tradition, same language I speak. Why I care about him or her? Just seems like there's no connection. Yeah, there is connections. When you read the teaching, they say there's connection, not just connection, there's very deep connections. So now just think about practical level. We remember our parents, our grandparents, great-grandparents. So then how many we remember? How many? Does that mean nothing happened before that? That's not fair. No, you remember your parents, your great parents in the development country, you set the record, so probably you remember more. Other development countries, there's no record. You remember for parents, grandparents, that's pretty much it. Here, how many generations, people remember how many generations?
Some very many.
Like 6, 7?
Some.
So then what happened after the 7? Does nothing happen? It's just, that's the question that needs to answer somehow, that needs to be answered. That means there's nothing happened before that. So nowadays, so you have discovered what you call there's a DNA test. Then you kind of surprise, part of me is from this and that. According to Buddhist teaching, it's not surprise, it's not new. It's been there 2,500 years ago, but there's no machine to create, to prove there's connections, but there's connections. Connection is almost like, between like mother and child. That's why when we recite the 4 images of prayers, may all sentient beings kind of like guides you. No, don't think there's no connection. There is connections. At least within the human, there's connection. You have to start from somewhere. Or you could talk about scientific point of view, like genes. So now that's the question, leads back to how many generations you remember. What happens? Then that is the foundations, understanding every single person's looking for happiness. Nobody looking for sufferings, problems. So that's the one foundations to develop universal compassion. Yeah, you like to be around with nice people. How's about them? Do they like to be around nice people? If yes, if both of you become nice, what will happen? It will create wonderful, beautiful atmospheres. Everybody enjoys. If one person tries to take advantage of another person based on it's based on some thought that rise. So then we all are our life greatly influenced by actions. Actions that are driven by our thought, powered by our thought. That's why people don't feel safe, people don't feel secure, people don't feel to be welcome. There's all kinds of problems, primarily driven by thought. That's like disturbing thought, the action that's powered by disturbing thought. It's not like, you may think, everybody become Buddhist, then will solve the problem. No. If everybody develop compassion, that will solve the problems. That's definite. If everybody become Buddhist, doesn't guarantee it will solve the problems. What do you think, Tomasi? So that means Dharma Center is free of problems? No. So what people need to think about how to embrace kindness, compassion, loving heart, warm heart. That brings people together. Wherever you go, I do travel quite a lot. Wherever you go, if you be nice to somebody without knowing what they believe, what you believe, they know what you believe, you don't know what they believe, they become friendly because you be nice to them. So there's a human, so they're being nice to you. So that's the human nature, fundamental human nature. So the based on that, not necessarily based on religious belief, based on fact. So I would like you to have discussions and then how to, each and every one of you have responsibility, including myself. We all have responsibility to how to make this world a better place, better place to live, without interfering what you believe, what you eat, what you do. What's the matter? Doesn't matter. Does it really matter? It really doesn't matter. Why you fight? Simply because that person is not Buddhist, you fight? That is most nonsense things, most ridiculous things, you know. So anyway, so actions that influence our life. Our actions influence our life. If we act kindly, compassionately, warmingly, this life will become simpler, happier. If something goes on when this breath ceases, who knows? According to religious belief, the life will continues. Nothing to worry. It's going to be something wonderful, because you're living life happily. Means living, at least restraining, harming someone. If this is not able to benefit them, at least you are restraining yourself, harming them. Why? Practically every single one of us looking for happiness. That's why. Nobody deserve. Everybody deserve to be loved, cared. Why? They are looking for happiness. That's why. I think that's right from the beginning. That knowledge needs to be there. If you don't believe, please go around, ask each and every person. Ask, do you want to be around a nice person? Do you want to be like to say something nice? Do you like to see smiley people? Don't ask, do you like to be around a Buddhist? Don't ask that. Ask that each person what they say. It's hard to believe that someone will say, oh, I like to be with an angry person. That's hard to believe. Oh, I like to be around the person who's miserable. That's hard to believe. That shows something. That shows nobody wants to be around with, So that's the fact. So based on that, so now some people may say, oh, compassion is weakness. No, that's strength. The strength, eventually they give you so much strength. More you think about more material compassion, give you so much strength that you are willing to live in the fire pit, eons. Not talking 1 minute, 1 second, eons, just to benefit one breathing living being, just one living being. You get that much strength. Am I making sense? You are happily willing to live in fire pits, not under the sun, fire pit, eons, just to make one breathing living being. Not talking about 100, 20, 30, just one breathing living being. Make that being happy. Could be your dog, could be your cat, could be your husband, could be your wife, could be your child, anything. Simje rere chiya na mebes. Simje rere, semje breathing living beings. Simje rere means one. Chiya na mebe mena kaba jaso neguje ninje mi jos. The compassion doesn't get weak, it becomes stronger. That you have that much strength, willing to leave the fire pits, eons, just to make one being happy. Can you imagine that? Not just that, your compassion doesn't get weak, it becomes more powerful. Your compassion will boost. Goal, fully enlightenment, freedom from all this disturbing thought. That's what I want. I want Jill to be free from all the disturbing thought. I want Jill to reach the highest level of happiness. Every breathing living being, not just Jill. That's what I'm thinking every day. I want them to reach highest level of happiness. free from all the disturbing thought for good. Free from anger, free from attachment, free from jealousy, free from pride, all of that. Their life be forever happy because they have no disturbing thought. So just know, that's the only way you can challenge anger is the mind, is the thought. When you develop compassion, that's the only way to challenge anger. How is it? Prejudice? So very unfortunate. People fight country fight, people fight based on belief, based on tradition, based on culture, based on race, not knowing. There's no way to solve the problems. Why? Because everybody is looking for happiness. That's why. Every single person looking for happiness every single second. That's why being mean, being prejudiced, looking down, that will not solve the problems. Why? Because nobody is looking for problems. That's why. If everybody is looking for problems, you create more problems that will solve. That's why everybody is looking for happiness. Oh. So that's very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. So there's so much you can say. That practically that importance of maybe discussion every third Sunday of the month we will have discussions. And I'm very much hoping that you will contribute because each and every one of us has responsibility to create the better world. Don't just think, oh that person has responsibility, I don't have responsibility. No, each and every one of us have responsibility. So now what is the best way to approach, best way to explain? Maybe this book is not the best way to explain. Maybe we are living in 21st centuries, or like you can't just talk based on belief. No, you can't just ask people to believe because people think. That's the good things. People question, that's good things. And it has to make sense. Why? So that's why I think discussion, maybe the point is to power of individual compassion, power of individual kindness, warm heart. That creates, that guarantees, that creates peaceful world, happier world. You could do that based on your religious practice. Will tremendously help. If you are a religious person, it will help. If you put into practice, it guides you. It kind of reminds you every single day importance of, So then, you feel like your life has some meaning. Your presence on this earth has some meaning, some purpose. Then you feel like life worth living. Life is worth living. Because things that you are experiencing, things you are thinking, is like contribution for the better world. Oh. So then you feel like life has purpose, life has meaning to live. It has no meaning to live. Then slowly you realize, oh, this life is precious. This life is precious. There's so much you can do. Simply having this life, lack of this life, how long it takes to learn just one word. Just one word. When the bird starts to say one word, it was wow. Even whole sentence, people blow up their mind. The bird starts to say whole sentence. For us, we can learn like minute, like that. So like other creatures, they take long time. Probably I'm not sure how many sticks they use. Any stick? Probably teach them, So that's what I would like to request you. So please think secular way how to explain people importance of compassionate life, kind life, what it means being kind. Is that good for you or is it bad for you? Or being angry, being prejudiced, being judgmental. Is that good for you, bad for you? If it's bad for you, why you do? If it's good for you, why you don't do? So I'm welcome you. I will welcome you to sit here. You could say the same thing, but unfortunately, I'm the one now sitting here. Not with full excitement, but that's my job here. So, last 20 years, So I did study Buddhism almost 35 years back in the monastery. Yeah, that's why if I welcome you here, probably you will not come here to sit. So thereby the discussion group, then please talk, what is the secular way to explain importance of kindness, loving kindness, compassion, warm-hearted. Kadampa Center, we are not looking to convert people into Buddhism. That's not our goal. What we are hoping, if somebody wants to become Buddhist, I sometimes perform ritual ceremony based on people's request. I never ask, okay, look for how many people you can convert. I've been here 20 years, almost now 21 years, never said one word. Not going to say, I'm not sure how long I'll be here. The goal is, if people become kinder, warmer, more compassionate, coming to this center is serving or kind of contributing something for a better world. That's the goal. That is the goal. I never ever thought or asked anybody last 20 years, how come you are still not Buddhist? I've seen you at the Kadampa Center almost now 10 years. How come you never took refuge? I never ever asked. You ask people. Never. There's no goal. I believe practically not everybody will become Buddhist. Not everybody will become Christian. There are people who remain as atheists. Fine. So that's the fact. Then why you put so much energy? It's not going to work. So just leave them alone. So then talk the importance of compassion, kindness, loving kindness, compassion. Talk about that and discuss what they say. Do anybody argue? They know being kind is not a good thing, so being mean is better. It's hard to believe somebody say. Okay, yeah. So without taking much time, the police, if you don't mind, to maybe contribute, okay, how to explain those things in secular way. Secular way. As a Buddhist monk, I firmly believe my actions determine my life. If something goes on, my action determines. That's what I firmly believe. And what do you think about? What do you think? That's what I really believe. So that's why the Buddha said in the very beginning, Gelon takam kenam gelon ta, all the, when Buddha said that word about there's a lot of monks and nuns, he's saying all the monks and nuns, all the scholars, gelon takam kenam. Seje dave sechindus. When you buy a gold, what you do in order to find the pure gold, you cut them, you burn them, you rub the hard surface, make sure there's no any mixed. That's how you find the pure gold, because you are putting a lot of money. So make sure you find the pure gold. You do the similar to my teachings. Now our chai, once you find there's something pure, accept. Now I say, kuichi means very important last word, ku, respect or belief. Don't accept my word out of respect or belief. Down the road is not good. Your mind will start to ask questions. Better ask in the beginning, before you accept, analyze, total analysis, Similar way you buy a gold. If you need to cut, you cut. If you need to burn, you burn. If you need to rub on a hard surface, you do that. Once you find, so then you accept. Better for the Buddha, better for you down the road. Nobody to blame. You don't blame yourself because you did thorough analysis. You can't blame Buddha because Buddha did not ask you to believe. So that's the best. That approach is best for everything. That approach is best for everything. Not just beliefs. So give us full freedom to analyze. Could say very proudly, tell people to analyze. Question, you could say very proudly. Because you are giving full freedom to do that. So that means we all have this marvelous brain that can analyze and can go very deep, then experience something. Because each one of us has this brain able to think. So then based on that, please, maybe, sorry, I'm going to stop saying, but I will continue. So that is the goal of Kadampa Center. That's the goal of these institutions, to provide better person, to not provide, to do here, come here to discuss. Mentally, what we can do to improve our life, our quality of our life and health based on our thought. Healthy mind, then may produce healthy body. What healthy mind really means, then that's what we're learning here. So then each and every one of you contributed so much last 20 years to able to get this facilities, and there's so much. Each time when I walk in, very person who donated this whole floor, lady, probably came here 2 or 3 times. Not more than that. The whole floor here donated by one of my friend lady. Now she's gone. So I think about her every single time when I come here. When the minute I walk into this floor, I think about her. So not just donate that, very happily did that, very happily. So that's what I'm saying. Each and every person contributed so much to make these institutions available, facility available for us for free of charge. So then, appreciation, credit goes each and every one of you who comes. Therefore, I said, some of you think, oh, this is Geshe Gelek Center. This is not my center. This is our center. This doesn't belong to me. I only come here to teach. I don't know how much center has, how much money center has. I have no idea. The board manage everything. I just come here to teach. I don't keep. I have the record. I'm not accountant, so I have no clue. So that way is better. So I come here just teach. That's all. I don't intervene. This is all run by group of volunteers. So last 20 years we did good job. Just please rejoice. We did good job. So people come here. People feel good. People are learning something. This is the contribution of each and every one of us, not just me, every one of us. Credit goes each and every one of us. So then also, of course, to this cat too. Makes a lot of people happy, everyone. So now, please, I'll stop here. So then have maybe divided group. So importance of compassion, loving kindness, and warm heart. Do you mind? No. Democracy is better. So I think that way it gives me some break. Maybe every the 3rd week of every month we will have a discussion group, so you can share the experience. So then please report to Donasi or somebody else. Maybe you can use next time when somebody teach. You can use. Everybody has something to contribute. So I learn all the time. I learn through Q&A. I learn all the time. I learned a great deal of things when I was in California last month, 2 months ago. Yeah, the discussion is always good. Okay. So it's a request, not order. if you don't mind. Yeah, divide group.
Okay, if we'll say our dedication prayers now. It will turn to page 191 in the Gold Prayer Book, and we'll say the praises to the 21 Taras. From your sublime abode at the Potala, O Tara, born from the green letter Tam, your crown adorned with Amitabha, action mother of the Buddhas of the three times, Tara, please come with your attendants. The gods and demigods bow to your lotus feet, O Tara. You who rescue all who are destitute, to you, Mother Tara, I pay homage. Om I prostrate to the noble transcendent liberator. Homage, Tara, swift heroic, eyes like lightning instantaneous, sprung from opening stamens of the Lord of Three Worlds, tear-born lotus. Homage, she whose face combines 100 autumn moons at fullest, blazing with light rays resplendent as 1,000-star collection. Homage, golden blue one lotus, water-born in hand adorned, giving effort, calm austerities, patience, meditation, her sphere. Homage, crown of Tathagatas, actions triumph without limit, relied on by conquerors' children, having reached every perfection. Homage, filling with Tutare, whom desire direction and space, trampling with her feet the seven worlds, able to draw forth all beings. Homage, worshipped by the all-Lord, Chakra, Agni, Brahma, Marut, honored by the host of spirits, corpse chasers, Gandharvas, Yakshas, her tray and pay sounds, destroying foes' magic diagrams, her feet pressing left out right in, blazing in a raging fireplace. Homage to her very dreadful, destroyer of Mars champions, she with frowning lotus visage, who is slayer of all enemies. Homage at the heart, her fingers adorn her with three-jewel mudra, light ray masses all excited, all directions wheels adorn her. Homage, she so joyous, radiant, crowning garlands of light, mirthful laughing with Tutare, subjugating Mara's devas. Homage, she able to summon all earth guardians assembly, shaking, frowning with her home sign, saving from every misfortune. Homage, crown adorned with crescent moon, all ornaments most shining. Amitabha in her hair knot, sending out much light eternal. Homage, she mid wreath ablaze like eon ending fire abiding. Righteous left and joy surround you, troops of enemies destroying. Homage, she who strikes the ground with her palm and with her foot beats it, scowling with the letter whom the seven levels she does conquer. Homage, happy, virtuous, peaceful, she whose field is peace nirvana, she endowed with omen so high, destroyer of the great evil. Homage, she with joy surrounded, tearing foes' bodies asunder, praised with human knowledge mantra, arrangement of the 10 letters. Ture with seed letter of the shape of syllable, whom by foot stamping shakes the three worlds, Meru, Mandara, and Vindhya. Homage, holding in her hand the hair-marked moon of Deva lake form, with twice spoken Tara and Pei, totally dispelling poison. Homage, she whom gods and their kings and the Kinnaras do honor, armored in all joyful splendor, she dispels bad dreams and conflicts. Homage, she whose two eyes bright with radiance of sun and full moon, with twice Hara and Tutare, she dispels severe contagion. Homage, full of liberating power by the set of three natures, destroys hosts of spirits, yakshas, and raise corpses supreme Ture. These praises with rude mantras and prostrations thus are 21. Page 190. Whoever is endowed with devotion for the goddess and recites this with supreme faith, remembering it at dawn upon waking and in the evenings, we granted all fearlessness, will perfectly pacify all negativities, and will eliminate all unfortunate migrations. The multitudes of conquerors will quickly grant initiation. Thus endowed with this greatness, one will eventually reach the state of a Buddha. If affected by the most terrible poison, whether ingested, drunk, or from a living being, just by remembering will one be thoroughly cleansed. If this prayer is recited 2, 3, or 7 times, will pacify all the sufferings of torments caused by spirits, fevers, and poisons, and by other beings as well. If you wish for a child, you will get a child. If you wish for wealth, you will receive wealth. All your wishes will be fulfilled, and all obstacles pacified. And now on page 246, we'll do the dedication prayer from Master Shantideva. May all beings everywhere, plagued by sufferings of body and mind, obtain a notion of happiness and joy by virtue of my merits. May no living creature suffer, commit evil, or ever fall ill. May no one be afraid or belittled with a mind weighed down by depression. May the blind see forms and the deaf hear sounds. May those whose bodies are worn with toil be restored on finding repose. May the naked find clothing, the hungry find food. May the thirsty find water and delicious drinks. May the poor find wealth, those weak with sorrow find joy. May the forlorn find hope, constant happiness and prosperity. May there be timely rains and bountiful harvests. May all medicines be effective and wholesome prayers bear fruit. May all who are sick and ill quickly be freed from their ailments. Whatever diseases there are in the world, may they never occur again. May the frightened cease to be afraid, and those bound be freed. May the powerless find power, and may people think of benefiting each other. For as long as space remains, for as long as sentient beings remain, until then may I too remain to dispel the miseries of the world. And I will flip back one page to 244, and we'll say the short, long life prayers for His Holiness, for Gyime Khyentse Rinpoche, and for Lama Zopa Rinpoche. In the land encircled by snow mountains, you are the source of all happiness and good. All-powerful Chenrezig Tenzin Gyatso, please remain until samsara ends. The one who mastered his speech at a very young age, the one with great patience who received the name Awatare, the one with great precision who spread the teachings of Lama Tsongkhapa on bliss and void, Lama, ornament of the yellow hat tradition, please remain until samsara ends. You who uphold the subduer's moral way, who service the bountiful bearer of all, sustaining, preserving, and spreading Manjanath's victorious doctrine, who masterfully accomplished magnificent prayers honoring the three jewels, Savior of myself and others, your disciples, please, please live long. And now we'll say 7 Green Tara's mantras for the long, happy, healthy lives of our precious teachers, Geshe Gelek and Geshe Sangpo. Om Tare Tu Re So Ha. 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 Om Tare Tu Re So Ha.
Okay. When I said earlier we were doing the announcements before the teachings, I lied. This is for Patty. I'll make a presentation to Patty. This is just a brief presentation. Even though we have a wonderful center manager and office administrator, Kadampa Center is a volunteer organization, and everything that happens here happens through the works of volunteers. And when you look at the number of people behind the scenes who are contributing, it's just amazing. And today we wanted to recognize one person in particular. That's Patty Pandya, who has been behind the scenes working on our communication, our website, our media presence, and just getting things standardized and getting the terminology right. So Patty, if you can come up, we have just a very brief, Geshe will give you a kata and a very little card. So thank you very much, Patty.